It all started when those shadow demons showed up. They started destroying everything and anyone. Nothing could stop them. And if you stood in their way... At the time, we thought they were going to be the only problem. We were wrong. The only way to stop the destruction was to go through the portal and defeat the lead Ender Dragon. Before we go any further, I just want to take a quick second to tell you to consider subscribing if you're not already. This video took me over a month to make, and I would love it if you guys would help me out just a little bit. Also, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like. Okay, I won't hold you up anymore. When I jumped through the portal, I had items on me, but now I have no idea where I am and nothing to my name. This means that if I wanted to beat the dragon, I would have to start from scratch. I started by collecting whatever weird wood this pink tree had. Oh my god, it's pink. I tried getting endstone to make stone tools, but it just didn't work. Wait, what? I had to make a wooden axe, and I hate making wooden axes. There's just no use for them. While getting the wood, I figured I should probably find food too, but I'm just not sure where I would get food from in this place. There was a couple of weird ores around the surface, so I decided to grab them because why not? Maybe they'd be useful in the future. I was scared to leave the area I had spawned in, but I really wanted to go explore those mountains and floating islands. While I was admiring the beauty of the mountains and the floating islands, I got attacked by some Endermen. Apparently you can't look at these guys. Whatever. They caught me by surprise, but in the end, I came out on top. And I got a couple of ender pearls, so it was pretty worth it. After taking down the Enderman, I figured now was a good time to go look for food. The plants next to me kinda looked like chorus plants, so I broke one and it actually had chorus fruit. This was gonna be my food supply for now. While getting ready to go explore the area, I saw some endstone that was a different color, so I decided to mine it. Oh, so this is stone. Okay. Even though I now had a full set of stone tools, I was still a little nervous to explore the new biomes. After making my stone tools, I decided that now was a good time for exploring. And not long after that, I found hills with crystals on them. The crystals looked really cool, so I couldn't help myself but to take a few. I figured out that when you break the crystals, you can actually make them back into blocks. I assume the crystals are going to be useful for something in the future, but even the blocks are cool. I can use them for decorations when I make a house. After killing the creepy looking bugs, I found a new biome, and wow, it was beautiful. I was mesmerized by the sounds in this biome, not realizing that while being in it, I couldn't see anything outside of it. It's like it wanted me to stay there forever. I figured I'd need a lot more wood, so I chopped down this entire tree. Since finding the endstone that can be used for stone tools is hard, I mined every vein I saw just to make sure I always had enough. This one actually gave me all the stone I needed. After getting the stone, I figured now would be a good time to get some ender pearls. They make travel a lot easier and also keep me safe in case anything happens. Since I'm in the end and there's so many endermen, ender pearls are basically infinite. It's been 3 days since I entered the mysterious portal that brought me here. I used the stone that I gathered the day before to make a furnace, and I began smelting the ores that I had found. You couldn't make much with these, but at least you could make armor. I went all around the surrounding area to find some more ore so I could make more armor. I knew I would need this because I'm not safe at all. I still have the Enderman to worry about, and also those shadow demons. I feel like armor is just way more important than tools right now. And finally, after a little bit of mining and some trial and error, I had a full set of armor. It wasn't the best or enchanted, but it would definitely keep me safe. Wait. You can make purple chests? No way. Nah, no way. I explored this insane purple biome for a little while. I found a couple berries and some other strange plants, and even heard some new sounds. This pink forest was massive, and it was genuinely extremely pretty. Even though I wanted to, I couldn't waste any more time being in here. I needed to get stronger, and I needed to find better items to help me destroy the dragon. I had to keep exploring. The next day, I went back into the blue biome. Since I realized everything outside of the forest can't be seen, I wanted to take a second look just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Is that a planet? Or is that a moon? What is that? I had spotted another forest like this one, but this one was orange. It almost looked like it was on fire. I thought maybe I could find something useful in there. In order to get over to the other forest, I would have to bridge across an empty void. If I make one mistake, that's it. No second chances. I can feel myself being drawn here. Ever since I jumped through the portal, I felt like this is where I belong for some reason. I don't know. But hey, look, I found one of those portals that the shadow demons used to invade the city. I don't know how to activate it, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. It looks damaged, so I'm gonna have to find another one or somehow repair this one. Maybe this could be my way home. After leaving the orange forest, I found another portal. The Enderman didn't like that I was coming close to it, so he tried to stop me. While wandering through the forest, I stumbled upon... I don't know what that is. But right after, I got attacked by some slimes, and honestly, I can't stand it. When I find a place to make shelter, I definitely don't want any slimes around. I went to throw an ender pearl to continue my exploration, but then I noticed something. It was some kind of tower, and I couldn't help myself but to see what was inside. Are you serious? Bro, this is the worst. After struggling for so long, I finally got in the tower, and it was actually worth the trouble. These chests had so much good loot in them. If I could solve my food issue, surviving here wouldn't be a problem. On the 9th day, I found another end city, and I killed the shulkers for their shells. I need more boxes to carry around my items since I didn't have a home yet. 10 whole days I've been stuck on this weird planet. I wandered into what looked like a fallen ship from one of those giant towers. It didn't have any loot in it, but it had a cool dragon head. There were a couple of these ships laying around, so just to be safe, I checked them all. I was really hoping that at least one of these things had some loot, but I got nothing. After dealing with the ships, I noticed a biome that I hadn't seen before. I couldn't help but to go inside and check it out. There wasn't really anything worth noting in this biome, but it was extremely full of life and it did look beautiful. While walking through it, I noticed another city, and I had to go over and explore it. This city looked massive, and I knew that there had to be at least some good items in there. Maybe some things I could use to fight the dragon. On the 12th day, I found some fish, so I didn't have to keep eating chorus fruit. It would definitely be a different change of pace from teleporting every time I ate something. There were so many fish and endermen, so I grabbed as much food and as many pearls as I could. Then I got ready and headed over to that end city I saw the day before. I was really hoping to find something worth noting. After clearing out the end city and its towers, I decided that this was where I was going to stay. I set up my chests, making sure I had room for everything, and then I went out to collect more supplies and items to do some work to make my house feel a little bit more like a home. I definitely needed somewhere to be comfortable with while I geared up. Since there's so many endermen, I'm always getting attacked. I am, however, finding a lot more armor, so it's making dealing with the endermen a lot easier. On day 15, I decided to change the floor on the ground level. The purple blocks weren't really cutting it for me. At first, I used these weird purple planks, and I didn't like those either. I went outside and found these cool looking blocks, then I brought them back inside to use them for the floor. I feel like this looked a little better than the planks, so hopefully you guys like it too. For the next couple of days, I just worked around the house. I was sorting chests and making it look a little more comfortable. Since there isn't much to talk about for these next few days, I'm going to take the time to thank you all so much for subscribing and watching the video. If you'd like to continue to support me, please follow me on Twitter. I'm extremely active, and also check out my Lunar Client Cosmetics. If you buy any of my Lunar Cosmetics, you directly support me and the channel. Also, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please think about hitting that button. On the 21st day, I raided another end city. The loot wasn't really that good, but it was enough for now. After raiding the tower, I fought an enderman that came from the dark, scary biome. I don't really remember what happened last time I was in one of these biomes, but I was getting a really weird feeling. I saw a shadow demon standing in the forest. When there was just one, they weren't as scary. For the next couple days, I continued to gear up and search for more loot. I raided a couple more end cities, and I also made some more shulker boxes to store all my stuff. Killing the shulkers will never not be irritating. They just teleport every time you get close to killing them. But at least they give you access to the elevator. That's fine. The sounds of the shulkers around me was annoying, but I didn't let it distract me from the items inside the chest. In the chest, there was an iron sword enchanted with looting. This meant I could get more pearls from the enderman. After dealing with the end city, I went back home and began sorting my chests. Sorting the chests has to be one of my most and least favorite things to do. On the upside, you have a place for everything and won't ever get confused. Then on the other, you have to manually sort the chests, and I just hate it. 0 out of 10 for me. Then I started working on the rest of the house. As I said before, I don't really like the purple blocks. They just don't look right to me. So I changed the rest of the floor to the same block as the bottom layer. After that, I wanted to see what the wood from the dark forest would look like, and I didn't like that either. So I went back to the white blocks. In case you can't tell, I'm never content with anything. I traveled and explored the area for the next few days, and somehow I ended up back at the Crystal Hills. I stopped to grab some more crystals, and I'm not sure why, but I felt like I needed them. Something about them just made them feel important. Next to the Crystal Hills, I found another one of those steaming ponds. I made sure I had enough fish so I wouldn't run out anytime soon, because I refused to go back to eating coarse fruit. That was just the worst. Teleporting around every time I ate something? That's just not the move. I spent all of day 40 killing shadow demons. Everywhere I turned, they just kept showing up. These things were everywhere, but they're only coming from one biome. I wish there was a way that I could stop them so that they weren't destroying everything, but there's not really much I can do yet. While I was on my way back to my house, I found a small pond. Instead of rushing back to my house, I figured I'd take a break for a little while. The pond looked pretty and the forest was really peaceful. It was definitely a nice change of pace. The last 40 days have been pretty hard. And for some reason, I think I'm starting to like this place. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but for right now, I won't really think about it. It was around this time that I was thinking about making a portal to get into the nether. After I left the pond, I found a weird mushroom biome. I got very lucky finding this because there was obsidian here, and I needed that for the nether portal. The closer I got to making this portal, the more nervous I was. The nether is extremely dangerous, and if I died, that's it. I started upgrading the tools I had so they were stronger and faster. I couldn't risk losing a pick or breaking one. I've been doing a pretty good job at keeping their durability up, but nothing lasts forever. Honestly, I would need a mending book to keep them forever, but I don't have one of those, so it's not really an option. After that, I made sure I put all my important things away and I got ready to set up the nether portal. I wasn't looking forward to going into the nether, but I had no choice. Before I did that, I made this weird looking smelter thing. It's called an endstone smelter. I'm not sure what it does yet, but I'll figure it out. While I was looking for a place to put the nether portal, I noticed something. It was another portal like the one I jumped through on that day, but this one was different. It had weird pillars around it, and I think you need to put something on the pillars to activate it. I'm not sure where this portal takes you, though. It was horribly hot in the nether. As soon as I entered, I felt like I was boiling, and also I didn't bring any food with me, so now I have to worry about that too. The nether really lives up to its tales. Everywhere you turn, there's danger, and you're never really safe, but I needed to be here. I wanted to make potions for the dragon fight. I'm sure they'd be a lot of help. Since I needed food, I decided to kill these hoglins. They give you pork, and if you have a fire sword, it's already cooked. I wish I brought my fish with me though. It would have saved me so much time. The nether was so much different from where I was. Everything felt so confined and cramped, and there were some strange creatures that lived here. At least there's no shadow demons though, right? It's been 50 days since I jumped through the portal. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it wasn't such a great idea. But whatever. I can't think about what I could have done, I just have to keep going. I have to defeat the dragon, and in order to do that, I gotta find this fortress. I've heard stories of cities in the nether, but I've never seen one. Hopefully the stories about the fortress that I've heard about are real. I searched the nether for a city or a fortress for so long. I felt like I was never gonna find one, and just when I thought about giving up, there it was. The nether city was absolutely beautiful. I've never seen anything like this before, so I was definitely amazed. Every little thing caught my eye. I'd probably love being here more if the weather was better. Oh, no one liked that? Okay. I explored the city a little more just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and even though the city looked amazing, it didn't have anything I really needed, so I left, still in search of the fortress. I finally made it inside the nether fortress. The halls of this place were so long and ominous. I was getting chills even though it's a literal hell. On the plus side, I found a couple of chests with some pretty decent loot. I could definitely use this stuff. There were a couple of rogue blazes and a lot of wither skeletons. I tried to make sure they wouldn't hurt me while I gathered the blaze rods. I found where the blazes were spawning and immediately started farming for the rods. I needed the powder from them so I can make the potions, and I'm assuming a few other things. It wasn't too long before I had everything I needed. I left the nether fortress to explore the rest of the nether just to be sure I didn't miss anything. I found a bastion and I made sure I grabbed anything valuable. I knew the piglins would trade with me if I gave them gold, and if I got lucky enough, I could get some arrows, pearls, and some fire resistance potions. It might be a little too late for them, but it wouldn't hurt to grab some while I was here. It's been 90 days so far. After getting out of the nether, I started preparing my potions and also organized my chests. I still had a lot to do before I was ready to fight the dragon, but I think I could do it. The days were getting longer, but I was getting stronger with better tools and armor. I think I'd be okay if I were to fight the dragon now, but just to be safe, I wanted to get as stacked as I could. After I put everything away and organized my chests, I started upgrading my tools again. Most of my diamond tools and armor were made into netherite. I gathered the sand needed to make the bottles for the potions and also the glass for the end crystals. I think I'm starting to understand how the infusion pedestal works. You need the end crystal to be surrounded by other crystals and some shards. Everything should be easy to get too. I did this as many times as I could so that I'd have enough eternal crystals to not worry about running out. Everything was actually going pretty smooth. It took a whole day to get all the eternal crystals needed to make the portal work, and once I got them, I ran to the portal. Hopefully this works. For this day, I didn't really do much. I was still getting prepared and doing all the boring stuff just to make sure I wouldn't die in the big fight. My chest plate was still very weak and I needed to find something to replace it soon. I didn't have any enchantment books and I didn't have enough time to make it any stronger than what it was. I originally thought about making it into netherite, but I felt like that was just a waste, so I decided against it. Since I didn't go mining at all the entire time I've been here, I felt like I needed to. I dug down as far as I could and I strip mined for a while. I found this weird looking pocket. I don't know. I'm not sure what it was, but hey, it had this cool chest, and it had a lot of loot. Oh, okay. Thank you. I've been stuck here for almost 100 days and I'm finally ready to beat the dragon. I can do this. I know I can.